Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. First I want to thank y'all for helping me reach 1,200 views on that last video. Honestly, I just make videos for fun. I never thought I'd ever reach that high of a number, you know, but it's nice. It's nice to have people that actually watch, and it's nice to engage in discussion over some of the topics that is on the video. So thank you guys. Now on to the topic of this video, which is how was the launch? How does it compare to recent titles? And what's the issue with the Steam reviews and why were they the way they were? Also, was there an aim assist buff? Well, I'll answer all these questions in this video. So let's begin. Now the finals launched December 7th, 2023. And I must say the launch seems like it was a success. It wasn't perfect, but the Embark team was quick to address the issues and even quicker in rolling out the patches for the issues. I think there was like 3 patches in about 3 days, and that's not that bad, right? I mean, you look at some of these other games, Battlefield, COD, patches seem to come at months time versus days. And for that, kudos to the development team for acknowledging the issues and stepping up to create a good launch. The first patch, they added a lot of content. We'll kind of do a little rundown right here. So they added new ways to express yourself in the matches. They added reload animations as well as inspection animations, emoticons, gestures, like when you spot, I've seen the little Asian heart thing on your fingers. Pets, sounds, watches. The store is actually open too, so you have access to a selection of content. The Battle Pass has 12 pages of unlockable, so I believe it's 100 levels. 96 has 96 exclusive awards. 29 awards are earned for free, and if you unlock the whole Battle Pass, they reward you with their currency called multi-bucks. So they added like a ranking system for the guns where you get certain cosmetics with each level. They also done this with gadgets and abilities. If you want to see for yourself, go check out the customization and you can see the levels for the guns. They also added a new map called Vegas that has different variants, such as Sandstorm. They have booby traps in there with turrets and tripwires. And they also have a new event called Alien Invasion where there's flying saucers that shoot beams down and lift you up and shoot beams that destroy things as well. As far as gameplay and balance, movement-wise, they made multiple updates to vaulting responsiveness and general smoothness when traversing the map. In the beta, I know that was one of the things I brought up, and I don't know if they heard me or if there was someone else that brought it up, but grabbing onto zip lines or vaulting, I should say, wasn't so smooth. There was like a delay, so playing the game, it seems like it's fairly smooth, and I don't feel like the same issues are there present from the betas. They updated the various first-person animations to better sync the footsteps. They made improvements to syncing and stability when players are on the move. They made improvements to syncing and stability when players are on moving surfaces such as elevators, sky lifts, cranes, and moving platforms. They also improved speed matching and added in-air animations when killing other contestants. They did a general polish of updates to third-person locomotion. For combat animations, they stabilized the camera for aim-down sights and reload bolt actions for easier tracking of targets. They also updated jumping and zipline animations when aiming down sights. Third-person reaction animations for flashbangs, gas, and fire, which I think I saw someone, this wasn't in the beta, but the flashbang, I know I saw someone put their hand up and they looked blinded, so it lets you know that it worked. And they reworked animations for charge and slam specialization. So out of the controller, they added sensitivity scaling based upon FOV. Aim assistance wise, they added better support for various movements for sensitivity dampening on targets. They updated default aim down sight sensitivity reduction. Other things they added to the controller was controller vibration settings were added. And in the controller settings, they also allow for players to further customize their controller experience, and they added a separate dead zone for different analog sticks. Maps-wise, they added the wrecking ball back, so climb up into the crane and come in like a wrecking ball, I guess. In Monaco, they improved the readability of the map border. And in Sky Stadium, they added an evening environment, so I guess we have night. Specializations-wise, Charge and Slam has been updated to where the ground slam will break through floors and buildings more consistently. Cloaking, they rebalanced the fade in and fade out durations to make it harder to vanish mid-combat, and added a fade in and fade out visual effect. Grappling hook wise, they fixed a bug where players could become stuck when grappling during a vault. Recon senses, now this was kind of useless during the beta, but it looks like they're trying to fix it to make it more viable. They reduced the total fuel, shortening the max duration, and they fixed the issue where recon senses would trigger on enemy statues. Weapons wise, they updated the bullet dispersion system of all weapons when aiming down sights, and they fixed various issues where weapons could fire infinitely or not at all. They fixed an issue where gadgets could be stuck in an infinite cooldown, and they added a new hit marker to crosshair for damage over time effects. The AKM had an updated recoil pattern to make it slightly less easy to control. The FCAR has a updated pattern as well and made it easier to control. The flamethrower, they fixed a bug where the flamethrower could be fired without consuming ammo. They reduced the max range to 60 centimeters and reduced the fire rate to 160 RPM versus 180 RPM. And they adjusted flamethrower impact effects to make them less blinding for the target player, and they reduced the damage from 28 to 31. The Lewis gun had an updated recoil pattern to make it slightly easier to control. The LH1, it had an increased bullet dispersion when firing at the hip, updated recoil pattern making the weapon easier to control. Fire rate has been reduced to 300 from 400, and it's increased in damage from 41 to 45. The M60 had a updated recoil pattern, making it slightly less easy to control. The riot shield had an issue fixed where the riot shield could be block bullets while the players were emoting. They introduced throwing knives to the light builds. Infamous B96, the silenced pistol, had a magazine reduction from 24 to 20. They increased the recoil to make it less easy to control, and they increased the damage fall off to make the weapon less effective at long ranges. Now gadgets wise, C4 has had an increased health from 5 to 25. Defibrillators, they added the ability to damage players with a defib, and they'll do 50 damage and enter cooldown if they land a successful hit. Gas mines trigger audio effects now. Glitch grenade's fuse time has been increased from 1.1 to 1.8 seconds, giving it more range. They removed night vision from the game to be reworked in the future update. The sonar grenade had its radius reduced from 17.5 to 10 meters. The stun gun, they removed the sensitivity reduction from stun players, added a glitch effect to the stun players, and rendered their specialization and gadgets unusable for a short period of time. Tactical breach increased health from 5 to 25. They introduced the vanishing bomb, which allows you to throw it at your feet and have you or your teammates disappear with you. And the zipline, they added a break effect, which actually kind of looks cool. Along with these patches, the Embark team did come out with 2 hot fixes fairly quickly. The first hot fix was a Xbox only fix where they had to fix a bug on the Xbox to correctly handle blocked social invites and voice chat. I think that's happened among all of us because I know I had trouble inviting my friends and getting in voice chat. The second hotfix came shortly after where they included UI changes where they added missing UI that made Oceania and South America matchmaking regions not visible in the settings, even though that they had been online and working. They also fixed incorrect UI prices from Steam that added 2 additional zeros in some of the countries. Overall, I believe the launch was a success, as the product they placed out was almost near perfect. The balance was still there, and Embark managed to tweak the current weapons without rendering them completely useless. For example, the pistol was a light build meta, and many people used it because the TTK was pretty low, and they can just run in, run out, get a few kills, pop in. I think it took like 6 shots to take a heavy out, and now if you play with it, it seems fairly balanced with the tweaks that they made, and allows you to have more options when you go to make a build with the light build. It allows diversity. I mean, they have the MP5 or the XP54, I think it is. Very awesome weapon, and as you can use that instead of the pistol now. When we look at some of the recent launches such as COD or Battlefield or even CD Projekt Red, a lot of these games felt unpolished or unrefined when you compare it to their open betas. And because these games felt so subpar, it left a lot of gamers with buyer's remorse. Had problems with crashing, game launching, missing items such as skins, zombie items, promotional items, and some issues with stat tracking. While games like Battlefield 2042, which had similar issues as well as balance among weapons, operators, vehicles, the issues in both these games were somewhat resolved over the course of weeks to months. And both games are in a better place now versus the launch, but the mistake had lasting effects in the community that made longtime gamers, such as myself, that loved the series a little upset, and they lost the trust of the community because of the quality of the game that they put out. I mean, even CD Projekt Red, which made the Witcher series, which is held to a high standard, had issues with Cyberpunk, which was a well talked about game because it was supposed to revolutionize RPG kind of world. Now with Embark being a small company, they need to be successful with this launch, as they only have 2 games in their pipeline. They can't mess up. They have to be tentative to the community. They have to make their game perfect, because this could have long-lasting effects for what people view their company as the quality of the work that they put out. And I think that with these patches rolling out fast and they're being diligent, I think they're doing a real good job, and I hope that they keep it up and that their company lasts. As a result, I think we as consumers can say this is one of the best launches in recent years among most of the games we experience nowadays. Now, there was a Steam controversy with the game where the finals was review bombed because users were saying the movement felt different from the open beta. And Embark addressed this claim, stating that they did not change movement at all between the betas and the release, but graphics were reset. And so they mentioned that you might have to change your FOV back to 90. And this seemed to remedy the case because negative reviews fell down and people realized that the mistake was made, and now the game has a higher positive review rate. Now, there's an accusation that aim assist was secretly buffed in the launch version versus the open beta version. A user by the name of Ewok posted a video on Reddit showing open beta aim assist and the launch version aim assist. And to me, it looks like there has been some changes to the strength of the aim assist. At least, when I was reading the forums on the Steam discussions in Reddit, many of the controller players were having difficulty in the beta because the aim assist wasn't as strong as other games that they played, such as Apex or Call of Duty. And so, I hope that the devs, if they're going to pursue this route, that they don't go too extreme where aim assist is too powerful, but I hope that they find a good balance and a good compromise between the two communities of PC and controller gamers so that everyone's happy. And kudos to Embark for having a great launch. It's truly refreshing to have companies that actually care about a good product and putting out a good product to us as the consumers. And I hope you guys like this video, and take care.